What's up, y'all? Christopher Morphis back again, and I'm going to be doing another painting today, and I invite y'all to join along or just watch. So to start off, we're going to dip in some white and a little bit of blue, and we're going to start off with a blue sky up here, a nice light blue sky, maybe a little more blue on there, but not too dark, not too blue. Put a little water on my brush to get it kind of moving, get it a little loose, and then just go right up here on the canvas and get that blue flavor. So we've got blue on the brush, just a tad bit of white. We're gonna go all the way across like this, all over the sky. Boop, 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 boop. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just however you wanna do it. And then we're gonna grab a little bit of clean, dry brush that we can just smooth across the top. Get all those brush strokes out and make it look like a nice, clean, clear sky. So do that with a little bit of back and forth cross hatching on the top. There's little exits, as Bob Ross used to say, right? And then we're gonna come over with some blue. Ooh, there we go. Now that we got that, we're gonna add a little bit of white over that to signify some clouds up here in this nice, pretty blue sky that we got. Little white right there, a little bit of white right here. There we go. I'm just using regular acrylic paint with a little bit of water to kind of soften it up and make it blend a little bit better. And then I'm taking a regular dry brush and just smacking it around up here, however. Smack it. And then we got a little cloud right there, a little cloud doohickey going down. And what I like to do with my paint is get that first layer on there, let it dry, and then put a whole nother layer on there of that same blue and a little bit of white. So we don't have time right now to wait for the paint to dry, so let's just make it happen with magic. That's right, the magic is real around here. So now that we got this all clean and dry, we can I'll take a fan brush over here and some white and get these clouds popping a little bit, because these clouds just ain't popping enough for me. So I'm gonna dab a little bit of white on these little spots that we put a little white on to brighten them up a little bit and get that white popping out and get those clouds shining and just beaming out. That's what I like to see. I like to see some bright, happy clouds in the sky. Just puff, puff, pass it all the way up to the clouds right there. You know what I'm saying? And then we got these clouds just carrying around, however you want to do it. Doesn't really matter. Clouds are so abstract that we're just gonna keep popping them in there. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I like it. That's what I like it. That's how I like it. So here we are with bright puffy clouds and a blue sky. But you know what it needs? I think it needs a mountain. That's why I want to do a big old mountain today. So how I'm gonna do this mountain after I put these clouds in here, I'm gonna take this 2-inch, 3-inch flat brush right here. It's a nice one, pretty flat. We're gonna take some black and white and make a gray with a little bit of purple in there. Here we go. So this color, mountain color, as I like to call it, Purple Mountain's Majesty, we're gonna put up here and just shape your mountain however you like mountains shaped. You know, mountains can be in all different shapes and sizes, obviously. And we're going to do that. We're just gonna get a nice coat of this color paint on here, this grayish, purplish color. However it looks good to you, doesn't really matter. We got a little bit of more paint on the brush. We got white, black, and purple mixed together, and that makes mountain color. Like a mountain. You gotta feel like a mountain when you do this. Feel the strength of the mountain. And then we're gonna pull all this down. I'm just gonna block out a mountain shape. Now we're doing this with acrylic paint, so in between layers, we like to let it dry. And we like to get it nice and solid, so we can put the next layer over it too. I got a little bit of water on my brush to help it run, but not too much. And then we got a little bit of paint on the edge there to make these clean lines. So you want that clean line around the edge of the mountain top, and then just pull this down however you want it to go. So as we're pulling it down, you can see this edge right here needs to be cleaned up a little bit. We got purple, black, white coming down. A little bit of water to help it move faster. purple, black, white, and we'll throw in a little blue. How about that? Put a little bit of blue in there too. Make sure your lines are clean on the edges, and then just keep pulling it down. You gotta shake the whole easel when you get it in there, right? So, as we got that going on, I think we're gonna go ahead and put some down here at the bottom, because that's where we're gonna have our reflection. We're gonna put a little water under this mountain. So we'll put some right here, to just wherever you think it's reflecting off of. Get a little more paint, purple and black. I like to climb mountains when I can. Boy, do I. Try to go out to Colorado every year and California and see those beautiful mountains they got out there. I don't know if you've ever been out there, but it is a sight to see. Get up to that top of the mountain, take a moment to meditate on life. It blows my mind. Coming from flatlands, I was born in Texas, so everything was flat where I grew up. And first time I saw a mountain, I couldn't believe it. I thought I was in a movie. Mom, you never showed me there were mountains this big. So, got our mountain shape pretty much set there. Go ahead and finish it off there. Make sure it's thick and nice. And then I want to put some, we'll put some highlights on this mountain. Maybe some light blue work first. We won't go straight for white. It's not really a snowy day on this mountain. It's going to be more of a summer, spring day. And we'll take on the fan brush, palette knife. And we got this palette knife, the nice thick chunk of paint on the end here. Stroke it. Ooh. Yep, I like to stroke it. So then we're gonna just start putting in some highlights here, wherever you think it's reflecting light. And it'll kind of blend in to any of the other paint that you already have on here, so it should be blending pretty good. Then we got a little bit here, a little bit there. Just dab it a little bit, Do a dab. Then get to painting. We got a little bit here, over here on top of the mountain. We got a little bit of light blue right here coming down. Feeling it. There we go, just like that. It's all in the wrist, right? Get a little bit more white on that blue to give it a little bit more of a lighter blue color. I love painting mountains with you. Pardon my singing. Sometimes I like to sing when I paint, and it's a good habit to have. I don't know if you listen to music while you paint, but I love it. I actually toured around the country with a lot of different musicians, painting to their music while they play, and boy was that fun. Can't wait to get back out there. But for now, I'm in the studio with y'all, so I enjoy your company, and I enjoy doing these little paint sessions with y'all. I'm going to keep them coming. We got this series just starting out, and I hope y'all like it. It's my first time on the camera like this. Usually I'm on the stage with the music blaring louder than anything, right? And that's a good setting to be. But I enjoy painting in the studio too, and I enjoy working different mountain scenes right now. So here we are with this mountain, pulling out any highlights that you see. I'm gonna grab a little bit more white here. And we don't want to forget about our reflection at the bottom, so we'll do that next. But we got a little bit of highlight right here, yeah, wherever, just beaming over. Just kind of abstractly put this on. The mountain's reflecting light all over. And then you got a little bit over here, a little bit over there. And then we'll go down to this bottom part where it's reflecting. So it doesn't have to be exactly like the top, but you can add a little bit of highlights all on this bottom reflection, wherever you think it's like reflecting from the top. And then we want to take our dry brush, kind of smooth out some of these reflections a little bit, just here and there, just wherever. Feeling it pop, feeling it smooth. There we go, there we go. All right. So now that we got that mountain nicely shaped there, we'll do some pull straight up on this because it's going to be the water, and then we'll pull back and forth just to show the water reflection going off. Then we're going to put some other mountains and land formations right here in front on the sides. So throw away this palette knife. Too much brush can go away. We're going to come back up here with this big flat brush that I love so much. Get some brown. Dip it into that gray that we made for the mountain color and get a little bit more of that purple and a little bit of black. We're going to take and make a huge like cliff face right here. That's right, I said face. Your face. Your face, my face. All our faces. Hopefully we can get them in this painting somewhere. So we got this cliff coming down. The cliff just goes straight down. And we're going to do the same thing for the reflection. So get a bunch of this paint on the brush, a lot of this black, some of this purple that we're using. And we're going to take our brush and just go straight over, just like that, and imitate the top. There we go. So this is going to be a huge cliff that we can just fill in real quick. There we are. And then do the same thing to the bottom. I like to make sounds with the brush on the canvas. Sometimes I like to play the canvas like a set of bongo drums. You'd be like, yeah, that's a killer beat, man. I should have recorded that one. So then we're going to keep pulling this cliff down, but just leave a little space because we'll put some trees and stuff there in the future. But first we want to go ahead and put another little cliff going off here. This is kind of like a hill, more so. I'm actually going to put some green in this gray and pull it over here. And we'll do a little bit right there. Oh, and that's kind of blending in a little too much right here to that blue, so I want to make it pop, putting a little more black, make it a little bit darker green, boom, like that. There we go. There we go. Slap it on there, you know? Sometimes you gotta just slap that paint around a little bit, show it who's boss. Then we got brown, green, and go back up here, make this more of this angle that we had right there, like that. And sometimes you're painting on top of other layers of paint and you need to cut it through a little bit harder. So you can put a little water on the brush, get that paint a little bit running, and then you can cut right through that other layer. Super smooth. Super smooth. And then we got this hill being formed right here. Looks like a bunch of black, bunch of dark colors right there, just blacking out the canvas almost, right? Nah, we're good. So then we want to pull this down for the reflection, like we did with the other one. Pull it down just a little bit, just to show that it's a reflection. Back and forth, kind of fading it out. It's going to be our water shining, and the clean, it's not going to be that clean reflection like a mirror. It's going to be like the water's moving a little bit. There we go. Then we want to take, you know what, I can take the same brush, just wipe it off a little bit here on my towel. And we're going to dip it in some white and a little bit of yellow. And we're going to put a few, you know, a couple little, those little doers, these little doers, you know, like cliffs coming down. A little more black, a little more white, a little more yellow. Same thing on the bottom. Some cliff motion. I seen some people jumping off cliffs on TikTok the other day. Oh man, I don't know if I could do it. You got some cojones, you jumping off a cliff, boy. I've never been skydiving, bungee jumping. I don't know if I could do it. I don't see the point. I mean, I do see it would be fun. I understand thrill seeking and all that, but I got my thrills right here on the canvas. I can just imagine right here, just hooking up my little slack line, running across that thing like a crazy maniac. That ain't me. All right, so we got these nice little highlights coming through this cliff. And then on the bottom, we're gonna, again, just take it, pull across, pull down, kind of just blurring it out a little bit where the water is. And then on this side, we're gonna put some like green trees kind of peeking over this hill right here. So we're gonna take a little bit of green, dip it in our dark color that we already made, and just tap it on there a little bit. This is gonna be the shadow color of the trees. So we'll go over it with some highlights later, but first we wanna get like this dark green shadow. And you can see how it's blending in right here, a little too much on that mountain color that's still wet. So we're gonna put a little water on the brush, a little more green, and just come right back up here. Tap it. There we go. Tap it. Tap it. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo, like Adam Sandler said. So then we got this layer of trees right here, but I really want to do another layer that's going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit closer. So I'm just going to put straight yellow on the brush and do another layer of trees that comes down right here. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So we got that right there. Oh yeah. And then we can do the same thing right here on the top. Put that first green layer. Get this yellow. Mimic the top right there. It's almost brighter on the bottom. And then we're going to just kind of tap it in right here. Fill it all in where the bushes are meeting. There we go, there we go. So now we want to do a couple little things here. We want to create some land right here. We probably want to do some green, and then we're going to add a little bit of this brown color. So clean off the brush a little bit. Get this brown. Go straight over. I want it a little bit lighter, so I'm going to throw some yellow in there. There we go. There we go. And that'll be our land. Awesome. Now with that, we want to put a little bit of black coming off of this. Get some more black on the brush. Get that dark shadow back there. There we are. So we got that dark shadow where the mountain hits the land on the top, and then we need to put it on the bottom too. Just a little bit of black. We got our canvas covered with paint now, finally. We got a good layer. So with this layer, really want to let it dry again to get it nice and smooth and ready for the next layer so it doesn't soak it up so much with this acrylic paint. And if we're gonna make it dry, we need to use a little bit of magic, right? So let's get some of that instant dry with a little bit of our magic here. And just like that, it's dry. So what I want to do next is put some trees going up right here in front of this cliff. I'm going to grab my fan brush that I already had out here. Actually, I'm going to grab a different fan brush because I have white on that one and I want to use green on this one. So I'm going to use all my darker colors on one fan brush, and then I'll use all my lighter colors on the other. And I'm going to take this green and just kind of pop up some trees just going in here. You know, trees grow right next to mountains sometimes. Give it a nice little bush. We got these trees. Who doesn't love some trees, right? Going up here, all in a line, like toy soldiers up on the battlefield. We got these little trees ready for war. Slow down, trees. I'm talking about peace. So then we got that little line of trees. I want to do another line of trees that's more of like a golden color. So I'm going to take a little bit of orange, a little bit of brown, get some orange on the brush right here, get some brown on the brush right here. Take that and just go right along here maybe even a little bit of yellow. I'll throw a little yellow in there, give it a little of that golden color. And then put it right here, going across. There we go. I'll just end them like there. And then these trees, they're just the top of the tree right here, going across. But we need some tree trunks. How are those tree limbs stand up there? How are those leaves just standing there? I don't know. So we'll take a little angle brush. We got that angle brush with a little bit of white, some brown, give it a light brown color. And just pull up. Doop, 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 doop. That's the sound the tree trunks make whenever they're growing. Doop, doop. We've got them going from the top and the bottom. We want to hit the same spot so it looks like a reflection. And then we got those tree trunks, but we need a little bit more of a land right here. So I'm going to grab some orange, make a different shade of brown to signify that there's a little bit of land right here that it's all growing on. And probably bring that across, show the land going all the way over there. There we are. It looks good. So maybe on top of those trees we'll throw a little bit of yellow highlights just to show the top of where they hit. There we go. And then we got a little bit of yellow highlights down here. Bam. That's a nice mountain forest right there. I like it. I like it. So I'm going to add a little bit more over here too. I think these yellows could be popping a little bit more and match the popping down here. All about popping on this paint. We want it to pop. And then maybe a little bit more green on these trees right here. Give it a little bit more green color. And I'm still using that same brush that I did all this with. So it's got a little bit of flavors of brown. It's good. It gives it a little versatile selection of different trees and shades of colors of trees that are in there. Just tapping them in everywhere. Here we go. Now that we got those trees, I think, yeah, we're going to want to pull it down right here just to show that it's the reflection. Same thing we've been doing the whole time. Pull it down. Pull it lightly across, just to show it's kind of mirroring off. Maybe a little bit more. This yellow right here. Get that water effect. And pull it down. And back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There we go. Now we want to do a little bit of white foam kind of where the water is just touching right here. Boop. There we are. And we can do a few of these little ripples in the water coming across with this white. Dip it in pure white. There we go. Something like that. However you want your ripples to go. There we go, a little bit more white right there. And if you ever get too much on there, you can just take it off with the brush. So I got a little bit of extra white right here, a little bit of chunks, so I'm going to take that off. There we go. A little bit right there, a little bit right there. Now I want to take a round blender brush. You know I love them blender brushes and round brushes. And I'm going to get a little water on it. Just kind of pull this back just a little bit. Just to show that reflection that is still there underneath this wave and this little ripple in the water, kind of blending it back. And notice I'm pulling from this top of this line, pulling it back that way, because that's the way that the ripple's going. It's coming towards you from the shore. There we go. That looks like a pretty cool little mountain scene. And I like it and all, but I've been looking up at this face of this mountain. That's a mountain face, you know? On that mountain face, kind of feel like it needs a little bit of extra something. Let me see what I can find in here. You know me, I'm always trying to find the extra little hidden details and paintings, right? So let's see what we got here. I see, let's start right here. We got some little lines right here. What is this? What is it? What is it? It looks like, you know what it is? I think it might just be some sort of animal up here. What kind of animal is coming staring at us right here? Let's see if we can figure it out together. Ooh, I hear an animal out here in this wilderness. There's animals all around everywhere, right? I hear something growling in the distance. What is it, a monkey? Nah, there's not any monkeys around here. Monkeys are cute, but this looks like something fierce. Oh, what was that? Did you hear that growl? Something's out there in the mountain woods. Alright, so let me see what I can do here. Let me see what I can find. Do a little bit right here. A little bit. Ooh, I'm seeing some eyeballs. I got a nose. What could this be? Oh, I think I know what it is. A bear. Oh, boy, would I be worried about running into one of them when I was walking through the woods, huh? Well, we're not walking through the woods right now. We're painting a painting, so don't be scared. Don't be scared. Calm down. It's not going to get you. But we can start to put the little implications of a bear kind of hanging out here on this mountain face. I'm going to take this blender brush and kind of blend any of these little spots that we made a little bit into this mountain. There we go. There we go. Get the nose right. And you can turn your mountain into whatever you want. A parakeet, a chihuahua, whatever you're into. This one felt like a bear to me, so I went with the bear. I like bears. They're cute and cuddly teddy bears. Till they bite you. Hey, watch out. Till you got some snacks on your campsite. They want them. That's right. Make sure you lock up the food when you're camping. Don't attract the bears. That's what I remember when Grandpa used to take me camping down by the lake out in Arkansas. We would make sure and have that food locked up. So now we got his nose shaped here. We got mouth right there. And I think he needs a little bit of highlight to make him, you know, pop. Get this bear popping. What's up, bear? What's popping? All right. So we got that. We got a little bit. Give him a little lip here. Why you giving me so much lip, bear? We could even put a little bit more of these shadows that we're doing here on the mountain too to kind of blend it in. Make the bear just feel right, like he belongs on this mountain. That's that bear's mountain, right? Bear Mountain. Y'all ever been there? Alright, so now we got all the shadows of the bear's face. We're going to take that same angle brush that we did these white lines with, put some white on it, come up here, and just go to town on this bear, right? Ooh, doo. There's a little bear. Little bear. Your little eyelids. Need some eyelids for his eyes. Little bottom eyelids. There we go. Maybe a little bit of shining. Eyes are shining. I'm gonna take a thinner blender brush. Thinner blender brush. Get it over here and kind of blend these in a little bit. Not so bright. Got a little bit of water in my blender brush. That way I can get some more accuracy on these details with this thin blender brush, tiny one. come back up here with this guy. Just highlights on the nose. A little bit of sparkle. You know, the bear's nose can be wet. And it's got a lot of that reflection going on. And then the snout of the bear is really gonna get some white going on it to make it, give it that 3D effect. So these hairs coming off the side here. It's old whiskers, you know. Bear's got some whiskers, it's wise. There we are. Then we're gonna outline its lip. I'm liking it. I'm liking the way this bear is looking at me. Seems to be a nice, wise bear. He's got some ancient stories to tell me. I feel like before we took over his land and put him in cages, right? He could tell us some things, I'm sure, about how it used to be before we started polluting the earth so much that they started going extinct, I guess, right? Panda bears, man, they're almost gone. So that's why we gotta do our part. Do what we can to stand up to the powers that be that don't give a whoop about killing our earth and our planet and taking this little bear's home. Yeah, feeling pretty good about the way that bear's looking right now. So I think with that we can call it done. Got our bear mountain.